Hey, what's up, everybody? You're tuning in to DBYT Podcast with your host, Taisha, and today we are getting into a very special topic with a very special poem attached to it. Today we are going to be talking about if you are stuck or are you staying. And if you are interested, stay tuned. If not, we'll see you soon. But yeah, let's get into it.
Bite my tongue? Never. See, what they don't know is they're tuning in to DBYT Podcast. And I'm just discovering the world around me.
Taisha, I love you.
It be like God is telling you to keep going.
You quit on yourself, you really down bad.
Tune in Wednesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
I think a lot of us, get into situations and sometimes we do feel stuck, but are we really? And that's what we're really here to talk about today. So without further ado, let's get into this poem real quick. All right. Dang, I wanted you. And I know that's probably insane. To get my feelings involved is just a shame. Am I stuck or am I staying? I be feeling a type of way, then you pull up to save the day. I don't even have to call because I know you're coming. I feel safe with you. And you don't even ask for nothing. Ready for any and everything when they arise. And yeah, that's no surprise. But am I stuck or am I staying? I know you said you ain't playing with me, but somehow this still feels like a game, you see? This one was different. He didn't come from the DMs. When we got to talking, he said that he doesn't do that. That's just not him. Introduced him to my poetry. Now he think he knowing me. He said, I know when your energy's off. You know we're connected. Told me some more and now I'm conflicted. All this currency and he decides to pay me attention. Your emotional intelligence is a flex. The way you read in between my lines, I can tell you're in a context. The way we think is simply complex is beyond either of us have ever met. Now you see why I keep asking, am I stuck or am I staying? I never been in this type of predicament, not to mention, stop talking, class is in session. If I hear one more word, that's detention. But I'm intrigued. You're reeling me in like it's reality TV. This is the good part. Is this man really speaking from his heart, or did I just give him a roadmap into the dark? Don't mind my mind, but I should warn you of that place. You may see my face, but it's a cold case. Me and my mind for sure. Before you enter, I gotta ask, are you sure you wanna go? Once you're in, you'll be asking, am I stuck or am I staying? So yeah, that is the poem. So here are a few questions just to give y'all a little context behind everything. I want you guys to ask yourself, would the person that you choose every day choose you after they got everything that they need? I ask that question because sometimes we feel like we are all set. We like we have everything, in regards to us being very sure of ourselves and having things that other people kind of need from us that they can't get anywhere else or get from themselves initially. I wanted to ask, are you preparing him for someone else? Because that has happened. That can happen. I know a song. What was the song? It's by Kiana Lede. I love her. Y'all check her out. I cannot remember the song right now, but it's basic. I think she be like, it's a shame. Basically, she's gonna know everything that I taught him and everything and all that stuff. But are you just staying out of comfort with a person that you really don't have a future with, or are you actually have a reason to stay in this connection with this person? The reason why I ask these things is because I just don't want anybody to make a mistake in thinking that there is no other option, but you don't want to cheat yourself. The next question would be, is he your peace, or are you just gonna keep taking Advil for the pain? If this person is not adding to you in any way, and all they are causing is heartache and headache from the emotional abuse or the cheating or physical abuse. Like, it's so many things. They could just simply not be for you, and you keep trying and trying, thinking that somebody's going to change, and they're probably not. I mean, they're entitled to that and to being who they are, but it's up to you to either see what it is and move on, or stay, you know. If not, like, you gotta ask yourself, like, are they helping you become a better you at the end of the day? Because I know sometimes we let love come and interfere with what we decide to do about different situations. But this is probably the most common theme amongst this season thus far, and it's really just understanding where your power rests and where your peace lies, you know what I mean? So it's like, you have to be what you need, like, before anybody else could come in and be like, they are exactly what you need, because that is a trap into letting someone manipulate you into doing what they feel is right, instead of you guys compromising, coming to a good conclusion with what is actually going on. You don't want to depend on this person for anything, to be honest, because you never know what somebody's true intentions are. So you always got to make sure that you have your back first and foremost at the end of the day. And even if you don't, like, even if you heard some of these messages in a previous or earlier episode, repetition is key. Sometimes you got to keep hearing things in different ways, just to understand what it truly means. Because sometimes we don't get it the first time, sometimes we don't get it the second time. So I'm a part of the group. I gotta hear it so many times just to be like, okay, yeah, this gotta click at some point in time. But yeah, this was a good question. If you took the physical away, does that person cater to you still? So strip all the sex away, all the touchy-feely, all that good stuff. Like, do they still meet your requirements as a person? Like, you cannot let genitalia rule you for real. Cause honey, so like, y'all gotta get it. Just because somebody can do that really nicely, really good, that doesn't make them quality. You gotta look for quality in these people. And having fire genitalia, that's probably not the best description, but if you sorry, but if you have good, if you can do that well, that's just a plus. It's not everything. Like, as you get older, you start to see, like, sometimes it's hard and annoying at the same time to be a single person, because for my case, I'm looking for quality, I'm looking for it, and it's just like, I have a list, but my list is short and sweet and simple, and if you can't satisfy those little prerequisites or whatever, I don't need it. It's just, that's what it is. And my last question was probably, if you didn't have anything, would they help you rise up? I'm telling y'all, because sometimes y'all be settling for people just at the position that they at and the position that you are at. Like, would you still want the person if you had everything? That's a really good question, because that would show you if you really need to be with this person or not. Just because you're down doesn't mean you're going to stay down forever. And sometimes y'all let these situations where somebody is a ride or die. Please check out our earlier episode when I talked about the ride or dies, because honey, them wheels is looking pretty raggedy, and y'all let people manipulate y'all into staying with them just because you think that because you was in a tough spot that they gonna be there, even when, like, always you think they always gonna be there, and they not, because really at the end of the day sometimes they just using that big part of your life just to throw it back in your face. Do you really want to live like that? Do you truly want to live like that, to where every single time something goes on, they are putting what they have done for you, especially if it was like very big to you, back in your face? Come on, we ain't even on that today. But as far as my stuck or staying situation, I don't think I was stuck. I always had a way out, but it was more so like I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave because it felt good. It felt good to be in a space where I thought I was being looked at as like a plus. But in actuality, that wasn't the case. It just like over time, it just felt like I was being used, and it felt like he didn't care about me. It was more so like what he could get from me. It didn't really matter because like I'm a giving person for the most part, especially if I like find interest in you and I want to show you that you are appreciated, especially if I really appreciate you, because that's just the type of person I am. But it's like he took a lot of that for granted, and it's like sometimes when I think about it, I do get sad, but it was the fact that we weren't not in a relationship, and I think that's what the easier part for me was. I wasn't stuck because I wasn't in a committed relationship. It was more so like a situationship for me. So it was hard to stop what I was doing at one point in time. But at first it's going to be hard, but as time goes on, you really just learn like to let go and start being numb to the feeling of that. Cause like I would feel so bad for not wanting to hurt him, that it was hurting me. Like I knew I was sad. I already knew that. I already knew how he made me feel wasn't ideal for me. And it's like I still allowed it for months, years to go on. And it was just like, dang, Ty, like, what are you actually doing? Like, what is the actual goal here? And once I felt like I wanted to get serious, I let him know. And I'm like, okay, this is what I want. Like, do you want the same things? And it's like he either thought I was a joke, or this was a game, or like I wasn't actually serious. Like I really had feelings for dude, but it was like he would just like push my buttons so much, and it would make me so sad. Like I would call him and I'm like, hey yo, like, can we talk? Like, can we communicate? Like, and he wasn't on the same wavelength. So it came to a point where I just felt like, okay, Ty, obviously you and dude are not on the same level. Let it go. And yeah, at first it was hard, but over time it was just like it became more routine to look out for me and not have to worry about how he felt about the whole situation. Because at that point it didn't matter what he had thought, because I was hurting on the inside and he didn't seem like he really cared either way it went. Even if he did show like little specks of concern at some points, like if you could go that long without talking to me, checking on me or whatever, I didn't need you anyway. But that's all I really got to say on this topic, y'all. That is episode 10. Come back next week for some more content. I'm Taisha, and I promise I won't bite my tongue. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.